I know how much you have in your life as well, your private life, and the
Yeah.
challenges that come with that as well. The kids are getting older. You're married. You got
Mm-hmm.
all of those things going on. You got to find time to write as well. I know that's important when
Yes,
you're a
that's
creative
hard.
person.
That's hard.
Yeah, I imagine. So yeah, tell us about that. Where do you find time for that?
Well, I mean, it really just kind of depends. Like, there'll be some days where I'm like, okay, I need to sit down and I need to try to write a song. So I will do that. And if I can't, like, if it's not happening, if it's not flowing, and I don't just stay there. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I
don't
got to get up.
force
I
it.
got to go do it.
Yeah,
I
don't
got to go
force
do
it.
something else and I'll, quit for the day or whatever. But usually it happens out of nowhere. And honestly, some of my best songs that I've written, I've been like driving down the road and I'll start humming a melody and then I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, I'm going to say this. And then I pull out my voice memo because I'm
Voice
driving
memo.
and I'm,
Hmm.
yeah, I have so many voice memos of me just like humming or like saying words and then I'll go back to it and add to it. And the owner of the label that I'm on, Lynn Snow, he's an incredible songwriter. And it's, if I get stuck, like I'll have like a fire verse and chorus. I'm like, oh, this is so good, you know? And then I send it to him and he can like either finish it or tell me, no, we need to change this or we need to fix this or whatever. And he can just turn it around. Like we've wrote 3 songs like this week, which has just been it's been awesome. It's been really good. So we're kind of on a roll right now. All of us.
And
The my whole
it's
team is doing amazing.
so good to see. And as you know, I'm a huge champion of the female artist, especially in the state of Texas. But
Yes.
when
Yeah, we appreciate that.
you have a number one hit as a female in the company that you are in now, it is not easy to get a number one in Texas as a female artist. Unfortunately, hopefully
Mhm.
that's. I think it's
Yeah.
getting better for sure, which is good. But man, the
Mhm.
company you're in, the Bree Bagwells and the Adrian Johnstons and the Sarah Hobbs
Yep.
and just
Yep.
so many people, and it's so good to see your name up there now. So you just had a huge CD release party in Lindale, which
We did. It was
unfortunately I
amazing.
had another show I had to go to in Midlothian that was already planned. I wanted to
Mhm.
be there, but it looked like a blast. What was that like?
Oh, it was amazing. We had so my producer Kent Wells came from Nashville. They brought him down on a tour bus, and then I got to use the tour bus whenever it got here for like my green room or like meet and greet and stuff. So
Right.
that was just really cool. And then Kent actually got up and played a couple of songs with me that night, along with Dave Fowler. So they jumped up and played a Reba McEntire song, "Why Haven't I Heard From You," and then we did "Journey," "Don't Stop Believin'," and they just shredded it. It was amazing. But we packed the place out. We had over 275 people in that venue, and it was standing room only. Like people couldn't get in. Some people even left because they didn't have a place to sit. But it was awesome. It was so much fun.
And that's
We
kind of a
had a
hometown show
blast.
for you too. You're
It is,
originally from
yeah.
Emory, right?
I'm from Emory. I live in Grand Saline, but I think Lindale claims me as their own because I've just done so much with TXM over the years, and I used to live in Lindale for several years as well. So it was kind of like a hometown show, but it was awesome. And I think it was a moment too where we made it a free show, and so we had 275 people there, and I think everyone kind of realized like this is probably one of the last times you're going to get to see me play for free, like I think, and in that area. So I think it was one of those moments that was like, man, this is so cool. Like I remember playing at this venue and I had 20 to 30 people show up, and now I just packed it out with 275 people. And
Shoot,
Bill, the
I
owner,
remember you running karaoke at that venue.
oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that anymore either. I did that for like 5 years.
I
Once
know.
a week for 5 years.
I
Like
know.
that's the longest job I've ever had besides music.
Let's talk about
And
paying
I
dues with karaoke. Am I right?
Yeah, let's talk about it because that was it's a love hate. I really did love my
It is.
regulars. I loved singing with people that came up there. It was so much fun. But I honestly think when I quit that, it like people couldn't see me all the time. Like they couldn't come up there and see me. Some people would just come up there just to hear me sing karaoke, and I wasn't even my show. They just wanted to hear me. So I think that kind of helped bring people as well. But when we did my pre-album release concert there at TXM, Bill was like, "This is the most people that anyone has brought here in a very long time," and so that made me feel really good because I got to help him out, bring in a lot of people, and everyone ate and drank and had a lot of fun. So it was great. It was a great show.
That's awesome. You're talking about your songwriting a little bit more. I've personally seen a lot of growth in your songwriting over the years, and I would love to hear what events, in your opinion, kind of shaped that evolution in your writing and the maturation that you have obviously shown in your writing ability. Is there anything you can pinpoint?
Um, I mean, not to really to a T, but I guess that one of the biggest things is when I finally like sat down and wrote the song about my biological mom and my grandma.
Hmm.
It's coming out on my album. It's called She Did. And I think that just really helped me like get a lot of anger and hurt and feelings that needed to come out in that song. So it was I think that was kind of one of the moments where I was like, man, I just wrote a gut wrenching song. Like, and there's people have heard it, they fell in love with it. They're asking me, when's it coming out? We want to buy it. Like, so many people can relate to that song, and I didn't really realize like how many people out there kind of have the same story or a little similar story. They can change the words to "he did" or whatever.
Hmm.
It's just I think that was probably one of the moments where I was like, yeah, this
It's
is
kind of cool to see
definitely
your
good.
own vulnerability having an effect on other people, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And it is the most vulnerable song I've ever written. So I'm very proud of it.
Well, I don't think I've heard it, so I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah.